Have you ever dreamed of escaping to your own island where you could live a serene life? Surely you think that this is almost impossible, because the islands cost incredible money. Actually, this is not true. There are several islands in the world that you can purchase at a fairly low price. And the only problem is that these islands have several inconveniences and features that no one wants to buy them for. In this issue we will tell you about 11 incredibly beautiful islands that no one wants to buy for any money. Enjoy your viewing and let's go. Matsuyker Island, Australia. The incredibly beautiful Matsuyker Island is located off the southern coast of the Australian island of Tasmania. The Australian government will allow you to live there for 6 months absolutely free. You will be provided with a 4-bedroom house, as well as a vegetable garden, but there are a few conditions. First, you can only go there with your wife or husband, and only if your significant other also agrees to the trip. It's logical. Second, you will have to maintain the island and its wildlife in good condition. Third, you will need to carry out meteorological observations daily, and fourth, you will not be able to leave the island ahead of schedule. To me, this is a very cool deal, but if you decide to go to Matsuyker, remember, there is no TV, no internet, and generally you will not be able to contact the outside world in any way. Isle of Man, USA. For $40,000 we can buy a car, a trip around the world, or a small house, but for this amount we can also buy a small private island with a small hut, not far from Maine. That's a good deal for $40,000 because you no longer have to worry about noisy neighbors. However, no one has yet bought this island. Only at high tides half of the land goes underwater. This means that the island is actually worth half the listed price, so you can haggle with the owner if you want to purchase it. Gruinard Island, Scotland. The picturesque island of Gruinard, located a kilometre from Scotland, was sold for £500 in 1990. Later, the island was put up for sale again, but no one has bought it yet. You might say that £500 for an island is a ridiculous price. Yes, I would buy it just to tell everyone that I have my own island. However, the purchase of Gruinard is completely pointless because the island was used by the British Army to test biological weapons, including anthrax tests on sheep. After a successful test and the death of sheep, the island turned out to be completely uninhabited, so in 1986 the British government began an operation to decontaminate the island. For this purpose, 280 tons of formaldehyde dissolved in seawater were pumped into the ground. Subsequently, the island was opened to visitors. As evidence, new flocks of sheep were brought to the island, which did not become extinct. However, there are concerns that there are still traces of anthrax on the island, so the purchase of Gruinard appears futile due to the health risks. Daksha Island, Croatia. This ghost island, located in the Adriatic Sea, near the city of Dubrovnik, has been on sale for many years for €2 million. Despite the fact that the island is called Paradise, to this day no one has bought it. The island offers beautiful views. Moreover, the island has excellent weather all year round. There is also a house, a lighthouse, and a fortress on it, and from the island itself you can easily get to the nearest towns. We can say that for €2 million, for such amenities, this is a very low price, so why doesn't anyone want to buy Daksha? The fact is that in 1944, during the Second World War, a massacre occurred on the island, as a result of which 53 people were killed. To this day, the remains of the victims continue to be found on the island, so no one wants to buy this land. 7. Pitcairn Island. Pacific Ocean. Pitcairn Island's British Overseas Territory in the Pacific Ocean. In fact, of the 5 islands, only one is inhabited, and it is simply fabulous. You can easily move there to live. You do not need to buy anything except a ticket on the ship that will take you to the island. The British government has made such a tempting offer to increase the population of the island, which currently does not exceed 50 people, but almost no one wants to move to Paradise Corner, and there are 2 reasons for this. Firstly, many of the locals, who are descendants of the British rebels who first settled the island in 1789, have been involved in some very nasty scandals. Secondly, the island is remote from the mainland and other islands and exists only due to supplies from New Zealand, which are carried out once every 3 months. Moreover, there is only one store on the island, which is open 3 times a week, so stopping food supplies would be a real disaster for the island's population. This is why no one wants to live here, even for free. Tillamook Rock, Oregon, USA. Tillamook is a small rock with a lighthouse installed on it near the coast of Oregon in the USA. The rock was originally purchased for $50,000, but Tillamook was subsequently put up for sale countless times. During all this time, no one bought the rock with moss, so this place turned out to be abandoned. The main reason why no one wants to buy this land is the inflated price. The authorities are asking $1,200,000 for the rocks. This is a lot of stones in the sea. Moreover, you will need a special permit if you decide to operate the lighthouse or build any buildings on the cliff. The situation is complicated by the fact that the rock has recently become a bird sanctuary, so there are strict restrictions on construction here. It is worth noting the very bad weather in the surrounding area, as well as the giant waves that have already killed several lighthouse keepers. That's why I don't think anyone would buy Tillamook Rock even for the original $50,000. Fort Carroll, Baltimore, USA. You can buy this artificial island with a fort installed on it for $31,500. Fort Carroll, which covers 3.5 acres, was built in 1848 by the U.S. Army to protect Baltimore and its ports. The hexagonal fort on the artificial island is now abandoned. Initially, the fort had 350 cannons, a forge, a carpentry shop and a caretaker's house. But in 1864 it was flooded due to heavy rains. Moreover, the fort's construction quickly became obsolete due to the rapidly advancing technology of the U.S. Army. The government decided to sell the island, and U.S. citizens tried to improve the fort, but nothing came of it for 2 reasons. Firstly, the island is a bird sanctuary, like the previous point, so the layout of the buildings should not interfere with the local birds. Secondly, due to the location of the island and the planning of the fort, many of the improvements could not be implemented here. Linga Island, Scotland. The 26-hectare island of Linga is located in the northeast of Scotland. Surrounded by the Northern Sea, the island has an abundance of wildlife. It's on sale for £200,000, but in the 4 years since it was put up for sale no one has wanted it. It's incredible. Just look at this colossus, it will take a whole hour to walk from one part of the island to the other. And despite the fact that there are only 3 run-down estates on the island, it's still a pretty good deal. For £200,000 you'll struggle to find an average studio apartment in some cities in the UK. Jeters Island, Pennsylvania, US. This large island is located in Pennsylvania on the Delaware River, and other than local canoeing shops, the island lacks infrastructure. Jeters Island is valued at $150,000, but no one wants to buy it because it is literally infested with ghosts. Of course, we can say that ghosts do not exist, but for those who believe in the existence of ghosts, the island is clearly not suitable, even despite such a low cost. Little Rocky Island, Canada. Little Rocky Island in Canada is surrounded by small coves, pristine beaches, and boasts dense forests. This is an excellent choice for those who would like to start a new life in solitude and with a clean slate. The island is valued at $74,000, but no one has bought it yet. Perhaps it is due to low tides, which exposes a large amount of sand from the ground and turns the island into a peninsula, or maybe it is due to the inflated price, who knows. Almira Atoll, Pacific Ocean. Almira Atoll is an excellent choice for those who want to retire to paradise on Earth. The area of the island is 12 square kilometers. It is located 1,500 kilometers from the Hawaiian Islands. The island is uninhabited with crystal clear lagoons, over which 1,000 birds fly. On the island there are 4 fuel tanks, an airstrip, a hydraulic ramp, a water intake facility, a hospital, and many other buildings. At the moment, no one wants to buy this island, which has been owned by a family since 1979. They initially wanted to place plantations on the island, but having failed, they began to put the island up for sale for an undisclosed amount. Various potential buyers wanted to place missile sites, a nudist beach, and a nuclear waste dump on it, but the family rejected all these proposals. I hope you found it interesting. If so, then press like with all your might, write your nuclear comment, and also subscribe to the channel, and press the bell so as not to miss all the coolest things. Thank you for watching.